So we are going to talk about 3 different types of emergency contraception today. Patients tend to call them the morning after pill. They don't necessarily always have to be a pill. So emergency contraception, one that we're going to talk about is the copper intrauterine device, commonly known as the copper IUD. This is the most effective form of emergency contraception possible. And this copper device is inserted into the uterus. It then releases copper, which then alters the cervical mucus, making the environment extremely challenging for sperm. Remember, a copper IUD must be fitted within 5 days, that's 120 hours of unprotected sex. Moving straight on to emergency contraception 2, Ulipristal 30mg tablets. Now, if you're watching this in the UK, it is available over the counter. If you're watching it in the US, it is a prescription-only medication. It's available under the Ella brand, but depending when you're watching this video, it may have gone generic by then. Now, you can take this pill up to 120 hours, that's 5 days after unprotected sex, but bear in mind, the sooner you take it, the more effective it's going to be. The Ulipristal tablet is about 2.5 times more effective than the levonorgestrel pill, which is going to be the 3rd emergency contraception we talk about later. Now, the Ulipristal works by preventing or delaying ovulation. Ovulation is basically the release of the egg. This means that if you've ovulated within the last 24 hours, Ulipristal is not effective. Also, levonorgestrel, the one we're going to talk about later, that's also not effective. So I will leave loads more information about ovulation in the description below. And this is why it's so important that you speak to your healthcare professional so they can find out this information and figure out which treatment option is the best for you. I really can't emphasize on this enough. Now, if you're in the UK and you want more information or treatment options for a particular condition, then let me tell you about our sponsor, Dr. Fox. Dr. Fox is an online doctor and pharmacy ready to help with over 30 different medical conditions, and I would highly recommend visiting their website to learn more about their services. I will leave a link to them down in the description below. Definitely check it out. Moving on to emergency contraception number 3, levonorgestrel 1.5mg tablet. This is available over the counter both in the US and the UK. It's available generic, but it's also available under popular brands like Plan B and Levonel. And it's effective if taken within 72 hours of unprotected sex. Of course, the sooner you take it, the more effective it is, so please remember that. It works by delaying and preventing ovulation. This is basically the release of the egg. And as explained earlier, if you have ovulated in the last 24 hours, the pill won't be effective, and this is the exact same case for the Ulipristal tablet that we spoke about earlier as well. I will leave more information about ovulation in the description below, and this is again why it's so important that you speak to your healthcare professional so they can check all this and offer the best treatment option for you. And also 3 important things that I'd like everyone to know. 1. Remember, the effectiveness of both levonorgestrel and Ulipristal is reduced if you have a high BMI. 2. If you vomit within 2 hours of taking your levonorgestrel or within 3 hours of taking your Ulipristal, the effectiveness is reduced and you might need a second dose. So if any of these apply to you, speak to your healthcare professional. 3. Remember, none of the emergency contraceptions we have discussed work against STI. So if there is any doubt on the sexual health of your partner, please go to your sexual health clinic and get STI tested. It is a wise decision. And lastly, with emergency contraception, always speak to your healthcare professional so you can make an informed decision and you can make the best decision for the treatment option that's best for you. That is the most important takeaway from this video. Sending awesome vibes.